Maybe. We'll show you the cover of it. There you go. That's what it looks like. So if you go out to your record store right now and buy it, that would be a very fine thing.
Would it be all? Rezin 47 back in effect for another video. And today I'm going to be starting a new series on my channel that I've had it planning for months now. And this is going to be the very first episode of a new series I'm bringing to the channel called Rank These Cutz. And what this is going to be is going to be me ranking all of my favorite albums of all time, from my least favorite songs to my most favorite songs, ranking the entire track list of my favorite albums of all time. And this is episode 1, and I think the best way to start this off is to rank the Cutz from my favorite album of all time. It changed again, but I'm sticking with it this time. Theez and Toyland Fontanelle. I already reviewed Fontanelle when it turned 30 last year, which is going to be a rule for this series. I'm only doing episodes for albums I've already reviewed. So, since I've already reviewed this record as it is, I'll be straight to the point with my thoughts on the songs. So, starting it right off at number 15, my least favorite track that I still like is Quiet Room. It's a transition interlude from the A side to the B side on the album, and it originally appeared on To Mother, which is my preferred version. But the main thing that puts this as my least favorite is it's 3 minutes too long. I think if this was kept between 60 and 90 seconds, chances are I would let it play, or if it had lyrics to it that Kat wrote herself, because, you know, this was a Pagan Baby song. I would play it, but it's just 3-minute instrumental of just Kat playing guitar, and it's unnecessary. You don't really need to play it, so that's why it's my least favorite at number 15, Quiet Room. And now number 14, might be blasphemous putting this band member song this low on the list, but my number 14 is going to be Magic Flute. Might get shit for putting a Lori track this low, but I love Lori Barbero. And this is my favorite album of all time, like I said, so not everything can be top 5 or what may have you. But this is my favorite Lori and Toyland track. She gets praised as a drummer a lot, but I don't think she gets enough props as a singer. I love the passion Lori can sing with, and her voice is so commanding too. You know, which just captivates me, it holds a hook. Secrets of the Breath That I Never Took. I love that. It just sounds pretty cryptic. And another dope thing about this song is that Kat plays guitar with a knife, like, in the intro. At least when they play it live, because y'all, if you know Babes and Toyland, y'all have definitely seen those videos. But my number 14, Magic Flute, still a great track. Just not everything can be rated fairly. Next at number 13. Ironically, this is track 13 on the album, and it's Realize. I said it on the review, but if this album had a title track, it would be this. This song might as well have been titled Fontanelle, because it just, something about it just has a title track feeling. But Lori goes in with her drumming here, and Kat is really cryptic with her lyrics as always. She's just losing her mind on this song. You know, the heretic talk goes that Eastern clock, your friends, they're really not, I can't take it anymore. And when she belts out that scream as she's saying it, it just definitely is coming from a real place. Kat puts her real pain into all of her lyrics. And then the other scream she pulls off at 156, where like layers other screams on top of it, it's just real gnarly sounding. Great track. And again, it just has a signature song feeling to it. Number 13 is Realize. Next at number 12 is going to be Spun. Again, this song is Kat's cryptic intelligence right in your face. The best way I could describe Spun is desolate. It just feels like empty and lonely. And this is a song where they fuck around with type signatures. I think this was in 6/4, if I'm counting the beats right. But Kat's delivery and the verses, like, really quiet. And she sounds pretty shaken up with her delivery. Like, I like when she makes her voice shake when she says certain things. But when she belts out that living is nice when you're spun like a kite, I love it. How passionate it was. Then the chorus comes in, it's really hard, and then that bridge, I love where she says, "The life is real when you're dreaming, life's a dream when you're reeling." Kat's wordplay is always great. She always brings it with that note. But number 12 is gonna be Spun, great song. And next up at number 11. Again, this might be too low for some people, but fuck it, I don't give a fuck. It's my personal list. If you disagree, you can write your own list in the comment. But my number 11 is gonna be Bluebell. And it's a staple track on the album. It's one of those fan favorites. I love how Kat flips the flying trapeze nursery rhyme at the start. I'm not gonna recite it, I quoted it in my review, so I'll go with something else that she said. Lo and behold, a girl with a goal, looks so old she's made out of gold. Oh my god, I fucking love that. It just rolls off the tongue so fucking perfectly. And it just sounds so well, like how she delivers it and how it goes with the beat of the song. Love it. And then, of course, everybody knows the dead meat motherfucker breakdown. I mean, this song is just grimy to the point. It's killer. And Lori's drumming really sounds good here too. So that is number 11, Bluebell. And now we're in the top 10. Number 10 is Pearl. And this is one of those songs that sounds radio ready on paper, but when you really listen to it, it's too explicit to be played on airwaves. And my interpretation of Pearl is it's about like this bum-ass bitch that just stays at home, drinks wine, burns black candles, and stays in bed all the time. You know, off with their heads because I'm staying in bed, sick of that blackbird that shrieks in my head. Love that line. And the guitar slides Kat does like in between the choruses is so dope. And again, I just love how it pans left to right on headphones. Like they really experimented with that nicely on this album. So that's my number 10, Pearl. It's a really short song. It's like a minute and a half. Next up at number 9. I think this song is a little bit underrated, and I don't think Toyland have even performed this song live at all. And number 9 is going to be the sign-off track to the album, Gone. It's one of my favorite ending tracks of all time. And this might be the darkest song on the album, but there's something else coming up later on my list that might beat it out. But this is just Kat and her guitar singing on about how she's got nothing left to give. And you can hear her smashing beer bottles in the studio booth, screaming like a banshee. And it's just a really unsettling vibe, and it's just an unsettling way to end the album. There's nothing happy on Fontanelle at all, and that's how I like my music. So that's all there is to Gone. It's simple but effective. Number 9 on my list. Next up at number 8. This is going to be one of my personal favorites, and this doesn't really get talked about, but I can understand why, because it's just like an interlude. But number 8 is going to be Short Song. It's one of my personal favorite Babes in Toyland tracks. It's a 45-second instrumental, but it goes hard as all fuck. Everybody goes off on this, especially Lori. Her drums are just so violent on this track. Kat's guitars are also really driving, and her improv vocals also sound really cool. I think this would have been a perfect intro, even though Bruce Violet's already the perfect opening track. Something about this just has an intro feeling. So that Short Song out my number 8, one of my favorites on the album personally. And now number 7, my 7th favorite track on this album. Personally, from my perspective, I think this song's also underrated, and it's gonna be Blood. One of the darkest songs on this album. It's just very despairing again. Kat gets more personal, at least that's how I see it in this song. Her lyrics can be really cryptic, like I said, but I've interpreted this one about being about abuse. My theory lies with this line where she says, "I never thought that you'd implode through my mind. I always wanted to be abused." That's like the stunted mindset of an abuse victim speaking out right there. And Kat really went through that. If you watch the Not Bad for a Girl documentary, she talks about it in there. And her guttural screams she belts out going into the choruses are just harrowing again. So that's my number 7, Blood. Next up at number 6. It's one of the staple tracks on the album. Right Now. This was close to being top 5, but it was hard putting this together because it's my favorite album of all time. So this is one of their songs that use the classic, quiet, loud grunge formula. I love this more as a live song because Kat does these crazy sounds with her guitars in the verses, and it just makes the song sound even better. And they're like in the Reading '93 performance, which y'all probably have seen. I love when she does it there. That might be my favorite version of the song, but the album version is the album version. And Maureen's bass also sounds really dark on this song too. And that's something I have yet to mention on this Maureen's bass is really good on this album, and she came in as they were coming up with the songs. Like, so some of these bass lines might have been Michelle's bass lines, but Maureen makes it sound so good. So that's my number 6 right now. Now we're going into the top 5, the top 5 favorite songs, and at number 5 itself. This is another underrated track on the album, and it's one of the craziest songs Toyland's ever done. And it's gonna be Jungle Train. Cat sounds so deranged on this song. Just all the different layers of her growling and yelling just makes the song sound even more chaotic. Along with like the really grimy, grinding guitars. I love the breakdown at 124 with Cat's vocals panning around. And her shriek she pulls up at 144. Oh god, that's probably my favorite scream she's ever done. And Jesus, I said this in my review, I'll say it again here. Jungle Train is what falling into the depths of hell sounds like. It's just disturbing and unsettling, and that's how I like my music. So number 5 is Jungle Train. Now number 4. On the same disturbing, unsettling vibe as Jungle Train. This is my opinion, Babes in Toyland's darkest song of all time. It's Mother. This is so intense and suspenseful. It's basically Cat getting revenge on her abusive stepmother that like she's probably again talking about on Blood. I just love how it builds up the tension with just Cat like whispering Mother, and it just pans in stereo. And then the song drops in at 39 seconds and the song just goes off. Cat goes all the way in on her guitar and vocals. One of my favorite things she's ever said is this: I run from you and it shows. That's what you like me for, huh, sister? Crawling now on the floor, do you like it? It's just fucking evil right there. And then the scream she pulls off here at the 217 mark is so harrowing. You can hear the pain when she does that. And another thing, I've never heard anyone else speak in tongues on Wax outside of this song. That's crazy, and I would love to know what Cat was saying on that part, if anyone out there knows it. But that's my number 4, Mother. It's so dark. One of the darkest songs I've ever heard. Top 3 now. Oh man. Mother could have been number 3, but this one beat it out barely. And it's Won't Tell. This is the definition of a banger. It's heavy as fuck, it's hard as fuck. And again, like right now, it uses the classic quiet loud grunge formula. And every time the chorus comes in, it just fulfills me. The guitars are so evil. And so is Cat's delivery with the figure out your problem with me is you. And then her singing her ass off on the bridge too. I love it. Her performance on this is just outstanding. And the music video for this too is my favorite Babes in Toyland music video. It's abstract and dark, and I don't know who directed it. If anyone does know, put their name in the comments. And I also love playing this song on guitar too because it's pretty easy to play. So that's number 3, Won't Tell. Now number 2, my second favorite track. This is a classic. They always play it live. It's a fan favorite. It's one of their most popular songs. Hansel and Gretel. This is a fucking classic, like I said. First off, the riff makes me want to destroy someone. This is a total fight song. Cat's lyrics get really raunchy and grimy. The adult girl, she pulls up all the curls. She is a stupid crotch that's been 12 city blocks. Love that. It's just grimy, like I said. And this number to talk about here is this grimy, raunchy song with a with a violence-inducing riff. And it's just simply one of their hardest tracks ever. I talked about it more in depth on my review, so go check that out if you want to hear more about it. But now to my number 1. I mean, was this ever a surprise? Bruised Violet. My number 1 is Bruised Violet. And it's my favorite Babes in Toyland song of all time. I love this song, man. It's in my top 5 songs of all time from all artists as well. It's an absolute essential song from the 90s, and I think it should be talked about with like all the big name songs from its era. This is Toyland's mosh pit song. once it starts up when Lloyd comes in with those 2 drum hits, it's time to start throwing shit at people. That's basically what this song feels like. It's so merciless and never gives you a single chance to breathe. The intensity of this song can start a fucking riot. Lloyd's drums are ruthless, and Cat's presence here is so pissed off. It goes beyond words. I mean, you fucking bitch, I hope your insides rot. That's so iconic. It's been quoted by everybody. And it's a masterpiece. It should be talked about with like all the other big name songs from the 90s. And I'm talking about all genres, not just rock or grunge, just anything. Put your best money on it. This is one of the best songs of the 90s. And that is Rank These Cuts episode 1. Babes in Toyland Fontanelle. Thank y'all for watching. Again, I want to reiterate this. This is my personal opinion. So don't give me no shit about your favorite song being ranked too low. Either put your own list in the comments or don't say nothing at all. End of story. But thank y'all for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the deal. And I'll see you on the next one. Later.